What's up, you guys? It's Violet Taylor here, and welcome back to Let's Catch a Vibe. Now, I hope everyone's feeling great, feeling amazing, feeling vibey. As you guys can see, this is my Wednesday episode 4 review. So, jumping straight into this episode, because this is a really cool one. Pretty much we start off with Thing and Wednesday going to a mortuary. Now, Wednesday is trying to investigate and trying to correlate just to see if there's anything, any clues she can find to this monster having a certain pattern. So, you know with serial killers, they always have like a certain pattern that they try to intercept. Well, especially the law does, whether it's, they only go after women, they only attack at a certain night, whether they only go after people with ginger hair, green eyes, what that kind of thing is. So, pretty much moving away from that, we end up finding out that Wednesday is suspicious of Xavier. Now, because of the reason why she's suspicious of him, she follows him to his shed. Now, he's got this shed where he pretty much does his paintings and stuff like that. He mentioned something about he cleaned it up, and I think the principal allowed him to have it. Now, obviously, Wednesday goes in there and she sees paintings of the monster. Now, obviously, with this, she's very suspicious of Xavier already. Because he has claw marks that she sees on his neck. So she thinks they're just from like his ex, which is the siren. Moving away from that, we find out that she gets caught in his shed. So she has to invite him to, is it the rave and something? Anyway, the little dance that they've got going on, like a bit of a party in the school. So yeah, she ends up asking him there to get him more information. Now, after this, we get Wednesday and Enid going to town, because pretty much she's going to need a dance, babe. She's going to need a dance. She's going to need a dress, not a dance. She can already dance. We'll get to that part in a minute. But yeah, she can already dance. So we get to the point where we get Enid in town Wednesday. Enid goes off to get a dress. Wednesday doesn't follow her. She goes to speak to the sheriff. Now, this was really interesting that she goes to speak to the sheriff, because she pretty much says, listen, what we're going to do about this monster, because it's killing people. Like, I want to know. I'm interested. I know definitely know that you want to find out. So we get a bit of a exchange between Wednesday and the sheriff. We then get Enid that goes to the diner, and we get the mayor's son that starts not chatting her up, but starts talking to her basically, and says, listen, essentially he wants to get back at his ex. And Enid says, you know what? I'll do the same, because I want to get the Gorgon boy. She wants to get the Gorgon boy jealous because she thinks that he still stood her up. Now, moving away from this, we do get, I can never remember his name. I'm just going to call him the coffee boy. Anyway, the sheriff's son. We get the sheriff's son that bumps into Wednesday. Obviously, he finds out that Wednesday asked Xavier to the dance. Obviously, he's not very happy, because he pretty much says, listen, I like you. I thought we liked each other. There's mixed signals, yada, yada, yada. Normal teenage stuff. So, moving away from that, we do get Wednesday that goes to Eugene, because her board that she keeps in the room with all the murders and stuff on it, Enid gets sick, doesn't like it, and she faints. Basically, she doesn't like it, she gets sick and faints. So she goes and takes it to Eugene's beehive, should we say, beehive, and Eugene says he recognizes one of the paintings, or one of the pictures that she stole from Xavier's shed. So he says he recognizes where it is. So they go to the woods, and they find pretty much where the monster's being kept at night time before it transforms. But pretty much they find like a bit of a tooth. Wednesday takes it to the sheriff and says, listen, the sheriff said, find me some evidence and we'll talk. So she takes a tooth from the cave. Then she goes back to Xavier's shed, and pretty much gets like a bloodied rag. But she doesn't realize that the bloodied rag is what Xavier wiped his neck with. Xavier finds her in there. It's like, look, listen, the only reason you asked me to the dance was to get in here, get information off me and stuff like that. So obviously we get a bit of an upset there. Moving us on, we find that Wednesday takes the tooth and the rag to the sheriff and says, listen, let's talk, He's like, okay, I'll buy what you're selling. I'll spring for a DNA match. Now, moving us on, we do get to Wednesday's upstairs doing her own thing, because she and she and Eugene, the honey guy, or the beekeeper, are going to go and investigate the woods. Now, Thing sent a message to the coffee guy and was like, look, you know, he made it all really sweet and everything, because he turns up and she's like, sweet? Thing. So pretty much Thing wanted her to go on this date, basically. And we find out that he got her the dress from the shop that she was looking at before, you know, her and Enid split up. So, well, no, before she bumped into the coffee guy earlier. Now, moving away from this, Wednesday goes to the rave. She goes to the rave. Now, I absolutely love this rave. It looks dope. They're all in white. They got like an abominable snowman, which apparently they went extinct in the 1950s in here, apparently, which is really, really cool to find out. Again, we get everybody pretty much dancing, chilling, stuff like that. But we do get Eugene that gets told to stand down from going to the woods. Wednesday's like, look, stand down. We'll go tomorrow. You know, we'll sort it ourselves tomorrow. Obviously, Eugene's like, no, I'm not going to back up on it. I'm not scared. Goes to the woods. So he's pretty much going to the woods to keep out a look on the cave. We get Enid. She pretty much sees the boy that stood up the other day, and she's trying to play it cool, but you can just tell the tensions there. They're just like, rah, I wish I was with you. You wish you were with me. But you got to make people jealous sometimes. It's like you've got to make the shit. What's the word? Absence makes the heart grow. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Ugh, couldn't get it out. But yeah, pretty much again, we're at the rave. Xavier went to the rave with his ex, and obviously she's getting a bit annoyed because he's looking at Wednesday dancing. And Wednesday dances, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday dances. This is like a proper monster mash dance that's in here. I really, really do like this. But again, we get Eugene. It's in the woods. He's pretty much keeping tabs on the woods, pretty much. Doing a bit of like a Stardate's log, Captain. He's doing one of those, pretty much that to himself. Anyway, we find out that Xavier told Wednesday what happened, what the coffee boy did to him. Pretty much he ended up wrecking one of his murals in town, and he's telling Wednesday, look, that's not me, that's not the kind of person I was. She's like, you know, come on, what do you think I was going to judge you for something I'd have done more? He says, oh, I did some digging on you, what, throw piranhas in a pool? So they're both, you can tell the tensions there, they kind of like each other. I hope they end up maybe getting a kiss at least, something like that. But we know that probably, you never know Wednesday. Anyway, moving us on, we do get this white truck that's passing through on some scenes every so often. But yeah, overall, we end up finding out that obviously Wednesday's dancing. A really, really cool scene. We get Wednesday dancing. Everybody gets up on the floor. It's a really, really good time. It reminds me of the old, like, Scooby-Doo cartoons where, you know, they used to do, like, what was that one I used to own on VHS where they went to, like, this... It was like a monster house where there was like werewolves, bats. They even played soccer, I think, in one of in the movie. It was like an animated movie kind of thing. Anyway, we move on to find out that the sheriff's son is only there, right, to make his ex jealous. But not only is he there, his buddies are behind the white truck. So pretty much they're going to do what they did in Carrie. They're going to ruin the dance by, you know, throwing blood everywhere, basically, to get it all, you know, bloodied up. So, we get Eugene that's in the woods that spots somebody firebomb or essentially Molotov the cave where the monster is. He spots, and I think he knows, he sees, but they see him, so he has to run up. But I think he sees who it was before they run off. We get a bit of a heart-to-heart with the bully and Wednesday, because the bully is pretty much saying, listen, you're lucky. You don't care what people think of you. With me, I like Xavier, but, you know, he doesn't trust me. I didn't really trust his feelings either. So it was a bit of a forth and back between Wednesday and her bully, which I liked because some of these things can turn like a friend into an enemy or enemy into a friend. Anyway, we pretty much get Eugene's on the run from whatever's after him. You know, fade to the scene, and the bullies... Well, the sheriff's son's like, listen, maybe this isn't the best time, guys, because he actually feels for the for Enid, but you know, his friend saying, nah, you're the reason why we're here. We've got to do it now. We've got to do it now because we bought this giant truck. You know, self-explanatory. The blood goes off in the hall. It's an absolutely fantastic looking scene. Obviously, Wednesday is loving it, but then she's like, they couldn't even spring for pig's blood. It's just paint. Obviously, red disco, red dance, pretty much. Not the red wedding that far, but it's the red dance. So we pretty much end up, everyone's running past and someone bumps into Wednesday and she has a vision of Eugene getting hurt. So we get a bit of a scene where we do see the Gorgon boy and Enid. They do, he pretty much says, you know what, like, I wish you'd have asked me to the dance. She says, I did, but you stood me up. And it's cute because we find out that he's like, I was embarrassed to tell you, but I kind of froze myself with my Gorgon. And she's like, oh, you know, should have told me. But yeah, they kiss. I'm happy. Somebody got some happiness in this episode. But yeah, at the end of the day, end of the episode, very, very end of the episode, we find out that Eugene's been killed. So, overall, this series is amazing. And this is only episode 4. This is episode 4. The next one is the family weekend. So, we are going to get Gomez and Morticia back in this one. Sadly, we've got to wait till episode 8 to find Uncle Fester, but I'm really enjoying it. So, this is going to probably a bit too long, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, let me know in the comments down below why you didn't like the video. Also, let me know, did you like this episode? I liked this one. We got to saw Wednesday dance. I'm happy. Anyway, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and join Team Let's Catch a Vibe. Also, if you are new, please don't forget to switch on the bell notifications to get notified as soon as I upload. But more importantly, don't forget to stay vibey, and I'll catch you all in Wednesday. Cheers!